This week's show is brought to you by the 2010 Glazer Kennedy Information Marketing Summit. And to find out all the details, plus how you can still claim a $400 discount and get the free bonus Herd Building Day, all you have to do is click on the banner on this page. On today's episode, discover how to get into your customers' minds to write copy that speaks directly to them, a compilation of some of the best and most outrageous direct mail envelopes that I've ever seen, and an answer to a question from a Glazer Kennedy Gold member. I want to welcome you to No BS Live. This is the place for prosperity without the bull. So in this segment, I want to talk to you about how to get into your customers' minds in order to write copy that speaks directly to them. And as a professional copywriter, this is what my goal always is to get the person who receives the copy that I write for them to say, hey, this person is talking to me. And the way to actually do that is to do a process of surveying them in advance. This is what I really enjoy doing, is surveying people. Who do I survey? I survey my clients that I'm writing the copy for. In your particular case, you should be surveying yourself. I survey some of their customers. I survey some of their employees that work in the company, because oftentimes the front line people, the people that are actually selling, they have the best answers to the surveys. So you want to survey them and ask them questions such as, what is their biggest thing that the customer is trying to accomplish by buying the product or service? What are some of the awards or recognition your company has won so I can credentialize the people? What are some reasons why people don't buy so I can bring those objections up in my copy and overcome them? And certainly also is, what are the kinds of testimonials / feedback that people say about about your product or service that you could include that in your copy. So the short answer to this question is in order to get into the customer's mind and write copy that speaks directly to them, I like to first do research, and my best research is surveying them, customers, clients, entrepreneurs that own the company, and getting that feedback. Most people who do write copy, this is something they don't do nearly enough of. Either they hire a copywriter who's not doing enough research for them, and or they write copy for themselves and they don't do any research, and they just write about things that they think and or take for granted. That's a big mistake. Now, once again, this week's show is brought to you by the 2010 Glazer Kennedy Information Marketing Summit. Dan Kennedy and I hope to see you there, and to find out all the details about it, plus how you can still claim a $400 discount and get the free bonus day on Herd Building, all you have to do is click on the banner on this page. Now, during this S&D segment on the show, I want to talk to you about something that oftentimes is overlooked and really not thought is given to it, which is sending out your offers, your correspondence in envelopes which will cut through the clutter and get looked at. This is very important because everybody gets a big stack of mail in their mailbox every day. And unfortunately, most of this stack of mail looks the same. Most of it's in number 10 envelopes or in postcards format, and it all just sort of looks the same. It just gets into the stack. And what you want to think about is, how can you cut through the clutter and actually get your envelopes looked at first so that people will open up their mail and read what's inside? Because it doesn't matter how good your message is, how good your copywriting is, if it never gets read, it's never going to get responded to. So let me show you three of them real quickly here that I really like. The first one is this is an envelope which is actually made out of some fabric, and this comes in all kinds of different types of finishes. This particular one is the American flag, so for patriotic holidays, if you have a patriotic theme that you want to send out to people, Labor Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, anything like that, this is the perfect envelope to send out to people. Obviously, if you get this in your mailbox, you're going to look at it and say, gee, this is really cool, let me open it up. So you just put a label right here and you put the stamp up here in the corner and you mail it out. Here's another one that I use for my own menswear store, and now it gets used often, which is what looks like the brown bag mailer. So this looks like somebody's mailing out a brown bag, and over here again the label's there, and you put the stamp up here. And in this particular one, it's a self-mailer, and it just opens up to a complete marketing message, sales letter that's inside. So this is the brown bag mailer. Again, looks like completely different than anything else that's in your mailbox, so it's going to get looked at. And the third one I'll show you, and there's actually hundreds and hundreds of these, but I just want to pick out a few of them that are my favorites. This one I use a lot when I have oversized mailings, and this one actually here is a cellophane bag, a big oversized cellophane bag. It's like a baggie, and all you do is put your marketing message inside. As you can see in here, there's a complete sales letter that's inside this. I'll just sort of take it out for a second, and this, you just put a label on the outside and you put your stamp up there and you can mail this out. Once again, if you look at your big stack of mail, this is going to get looked at amongst one of the first things that will get looked at. So here's the question you want to ask yourself. How should I send out my marketing messages to ensure that it's one of the first things that's looked at and it creates curiosity where somebody wants to open it up and read it? And if you're lazy there, unfortunately, the best offers you have and the best copy you write won't get the response that you want because it never will get looked at. So now it's time for one of my favorite segments of the whole show. It's Ask Bill. Yeah, that's me. And today's question comes from Libby Shiner. Libby, I sure hope I pronounce your name correctly. And she's a gold member from Muncie, New York. And Libby asks, we keep on hearing about automation. How to set up systems that make the follow-ups and keeping up with customers and prospects automatic. Can you suggest the resources of how to put this in play? Okay, well, listen, Libby, it's a really great question, and you're smart in thinking about it as a resource, number one. You're also smart in thinking about it as a system, number two. And you're also smart in trying to figure out how to automate it, number three. And the system that we use, the resource that I will actually put up on the screen, is we are big users of Infusionsoft here at Glazer Kennedy. As a matter of fact, in 2004, when I took over running the day-to-day operation of this company from Dan Kennedy, the very first thing I did was I figured out a software system that could automate our marketing for us. And we use it extensively now. And I believe, actually, Infusion, although it used to sell for multiple thousands of dollars in the past, I think right now they actually have a free trial offer that you can actually get and then just pay them a monthly service fee beyond that. And so they're a really good resource for folks. Now, they're not the only resource that's out there. There are other software systems that you can look at. But the one that I recommend to people, and the one that we actually use at Glazer Kennedy, is Infusionsoft. I got one last thing to say about software, though, and resources for you, Libby, and for everybody else that's watching this, is that I can guarantee you that whatever software you get, whatever resource that you get, there will always be hiccups and issues with software, because no software is a one-size-fits-all software, because every business has little different nuances that they need. So you've got to go in with that, with your mind wide open, that says to yourself, gee, as long as this does most of everything I want it to do, 90% of what I need, and the 10% it doesn't do, I'm okay and I'm satisfied with that. And once we adopted that thinking at Glazer Kennedy, it made the use of Infusion and any software that we use much, much more palatable to us. And thanks for your question, Libby. And since you are generous enough to send us a question, we're going to send you this week's Beat the Clock Web Deal of the Week. So let's find out from Jessica, what's this week's Web Deal of the Week?
Brand new from Bill Glazer, the king of outrageous advertising, a complete library of 11 time-tested, money-making, turnkey, ready-to-use S&D marketing promotions right at your fingertips. This complete library of 11 money-making S&D marketing tools is the ultimate shortcut to quickly creating effective marketing campaigns and is a great solution if you're looking for ideas to generate big results from your next marketing promotion. Beat the clock and invest in the S&D library for only $59.97 plus shipping and handling. But you better hurry. This offer ends on Monday, August 30th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. So invest today. Click the banner on this page for more details.
Now, do you want a chance to have your marketing question answered live on air? Better yet, do you want a chance to win one of our Beat the Clock specials each week? All you have to do is enter your marketing question in the comments section below for a chance to be featured on this week's show. And while you're there, please leave us a comment about this week's show. We love to hear your comments. I review them once a week, and I love to hear your input about No BS Live TV. Well, that's it for today's show, folks. And once again, as my special gift for watching, I'm going to once again give you this offer that we've been giving out before, and the feedback of it has been unbelievable. And we enjoy being generous about this because it's a great program that every entrepreneur should be listening to, which is Renegade Millionaire Marketing, and you can get it for just $1. This is where Dan Kennedy and I sat down an entire day, and we spent an entire day talking about what Renegade Millionaires do differently with their marketing. So all you have to do is click on the banner in the sidebar for all the details, and before you leave, check out the sidebar to also see how you can find Glazer Kennedy on Facebook and Twitter. And also, just a reminder to make sure to leave your comments about today's episode below and your best marketing question. I'm Bill Glazer, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of No BS Live. This is the place for prosperity for entrepreneurs without all the bull that's out there.